Alright y'all, Post Malone and Shakira are both hitting Metro Detroit this month. Okay, May in Metro Detroit means warmer weather and outdoor festivals and a seriously stacked lineup of concerts, comedy shows, and more. And I've got your ultimate guide to all the coolest things that are happening. So stick around because our main event is one of Detroit's biggest annual shows that you're definitely going to want to check out. And hey, while you're here, hit that like button. It helps more people find this video. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Michael Perna. I'm a local real estate agent here in Metro Detroit. And when I'm not helping folks buy and sell homes, I am making sure you always know about the best events and things to do in the Metro Detroit area. So hit subscribe, settle in, and let's dive into everything happening this May in Metro Detroit. All right, starting with concerts. So Metro Detroit's concert scene is finally making a comeback this May with shows for every taste out there. Starting with the Soundboard Theater, let's kick it off old school with Bone Thugs-n-Harmony at the Soundboard, which is at Motor City Casino on May 1st. Wake up, it's the first of the month. Okay, I'm not nearly as good as those guys, but I remember them from my youth. And we had to start with that. Bone Thugs-n-Harmony are bringing 90s hip hop nostalgia, harmonies, and all to a 21 plus crowd. Bear in mind, 21 plus, no kiddos, at the casino's intimate Soundboard Theater. It's the perfect throwback Thursday night for hip hop heads ready to sing along to The Crossroads, because that's where I'm gonna see you. Later in the month, you can catch Drew Hill on May 15th. The R&B group behind the late 90s hits like Tell Me and Beauty is reuniting to give Detroit some smooth harmonies and throwback dance moves. I will probably not be at this concert, mostly because I can't dance. John B is at the Soundboard on May 22nd. Known for his smooth, soulful voice and hits like They Don't Know and Someone to Love, John B will serenade Detroit with R&B jams straight out of your late 90s mixtape. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for an evening full of romantic throwbacks. I also will probably not be at that show either. Now on May 8th at the Garden Gala in Clarkston, check out a local favorite. My local favorite, I actually just saw him last week, Ben Sharkey. And if you miss him there, he's playing again the following night, May 9th at Ford House. If you've never been, it is a gorgeous place with a ton of Detroit history right on the shore of Lake St. Clair and Grosse Pointe Shores, and it's well worth the visit, whether it's for a concert or just another event that they've got going on there. Moving over to the Fox Theater. So Detroit's historic Fox Theater is the place for R&B, soul, and hip-hop this month. On May 3rd, the R&B Invitation Tour unites legends like Joe, Soulchild, and Eric Bennett for one smooth night of classic R&B jams. And lady, get those voices ready for Love and Spend My Life. Those are just a couple of hits that you're going to hear. Now, the very next weekend, the Fox is hosting a pre-Mother's Day R&B jam on May 9th, starring Tyrese, Yes, Mr. Sweet Lady, and star from the Fast and Furious movie franchise. Hopefully his singing will be better than his acting, because it wasn't great. Anyway, joining Tyrese are powerful vocalists Kelly Price and Kiki Wyatt. This show is going to be all about soulful serenades, a great treat for mom or yourself going into Mother's Day. Then on May 10th, 97.9 WJLB presents We Up Now Volume 2, a Detroit hip-hop showcase with local stars Cash Doll, Beezy, Boss Man D-Lo, and Young Miami from City Girls. Expect booming bass and Detroit swagger as these artists tear up the Fox stage. And then for the gospel lovers, the Mother's Day celebration Sunday, May 11th will uplift your spirit. Gospel icons Marvin Winnis and Marvin Sapp will lead a huge lineup, including Jacqueline Carr and Donnie Lawrence, celebrating moms with powerful praise music. It's a 6 p.m. show. Bring the family, dress in your Sunday best, and get ready to church at the Fox. Now on May 24th, 97.9 WJLB is back with Crunch Fest Takeover, which is a Southern hip-hop reunion featuring Little John, the King of Crunk, alongside E40, Little Scrappy, the Youngbloods, and more. This Saturday night is basically 2005 in a bottle. Get ready to yell yeah with Little John and snap your fingers to all those ATL hits. If you grew up on crunk anthems, seeing Uncle Luke and Be Legit on the Fox stage will be a crazy fun nostalgia trip. Now moving over to LCA, the Tycoon Music Festival featuring Chris Brown, Wiz Khalifa, Gucci Mane, Skilla Baby, and Fabulous hits at Little Caesars Arena on May 9th. It's basically one massive hip-hop and R&B party, except endless energy, chart-topping hits, and probably some surprise guests to keep you guessing all night who's coming in and who's not going to be there. And I will probably not be at that show either. But later in the month, the city's big arena has one massive pop concert in May that you will not want to miss. So global superstar Shakira brings her world tour to LCA on May 22nd. It's a Thursday night. I don't know why they always do these things on like Thursday nights. And the Colombian icon's first Detroit stop in years, rescheduled from 2024. Expect a high energy spectacle. Shakira will bust out her belly dancing moves as she always does and rock hits spanning both Spanish and English. You already know Hips Don't Lie, and Whenever Wherever will have the whole arena dancing. Plus, this tour's name, Women Don't Cry Anymore, hints that she's going to be performing her recent empowering songs too. Tickets are going fast, starting around $70. If you love pop with Latin flavor, mark your calendar to see Shakira light up Detroit. Like her hips, I do not lie, and I will also not be attending this one. Now moving over to Ford Field, are you ready for a stadium-sized party? So Post Malone's big-ass stadium tour, I don't think I've ever sworn on this thing before, hits Ford Field on Sunday, May 18th. And yes, Posty is turning the home of the Lions into a giant concert playground, and this show is huge. He's bringing a massive production with special guest Jelly Roll, who's been blowing up the charts and the country music scene over the past couple of years, plus singer Sierra Farrell. Imagine 50,000 fans belting out circles and congratulations under the open dome. Post Malone is known for genre-bending, high-energy sets and maybe shotgunning a beer or two on stage. Adding Jelly Roll means you're going to get some soulful country rock vibes as well. And if you want an epic night out, this is probably the most epic night out in May. It's a once-in-a-decade kind of stadium show in Detroit. The show starts at 7:30 p.m. and will go late, so plan for traffic downtown and grab a drink at a nearby bar to wait out the post-concert crowd. That's, what I usually do. So back at Ford Field for 2 nights, I'm talking May 24th and 25th, the Weeknd is bringing their After Hours Till Dawn stadium tour. Prepare for hypnotic vocals, mesmerizing visuals, and a set list packed with massive hits like Blinding Lights and Save Your Tears. And I will actually be at that show. Now let's head north a bit and head over to Meadowbrook Amphitheater. So Sturgill Simpson hits Meadowbrook Amphitheater on May 10th. This is a Grammy-winning country rebel kicking off the outdoor amphitheater season with his trademark mix of alt country, rock, and Americana vibes. Stop back at Meadowbrook later in the month for the Beach Boys. I cannot believe those guys are still together. And their Sounds of the Summer tour. Get ready for iconic surf rock hits, laid-back vibes, and an evening that feels like an endless summer. All right, moving over to Freedom Hill. So rising country star Warren Zeiders brings his gritty vocals and heartfelt storytelling to Freedom Hill on May 16th. And if you love authentic country music with an edge, Zeiders is definitely your guy. Heading back downtown to the Fillmore has a rocking calendar this month, beginning with Friday, May 2nd, with Machine Head and In Flames as a co-headline with special guests Lacuna Coil and Unearthed. This is basically like a little mini metal festival. 4 bands, endless riffs, and likely some epic mosh pits. It's rare to get this many heavy hitters together, so if you love headbanging, clear your Friday night. Now, Sunday, May 4th at the Fillmore, things are going to get a little interesting. Marilyn Manson is scheduled to perform, presented by Riff Radio, of course, because what other radio station would present him? The controversial shock rocker still draws a crowd with his theatrical, dark performances. And if you're a fan of The Beautiful People and don't mind a little shock and awe, this could be a wild night. And then on Saturday, May 10th, Michigan's own Pop Evil rocks the Fillmore. Now, this is a modern hard rock band at its finest. Pop Evil always gives an adrenaline-fueled show, and this hometown stop on their What Remains tour will be full of loud guitars and proud Michigan metalheads. Okay, that was a lot of concerts. All right, bottom line, whatever your musical taste is, there is a show for you in Metro Detroit this May. Grab tickets while you can. Some of these will sell out, and support our live music scene. The venues will be buzzing. Now, as concerts begin to kick off, the comedy scene winds down a bit in May, but there are still a couple great shows to catch here in Metro Detroit. So first up, at Royal Oaks Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle from May 8th to 10th, Drew Lynch takes the stage at the Comedy Castle. Drew won hearts on America's Got Talent with his stutter-enhanced comedy. He turns his speech impediment into absolutely hilarious material. His observational humor and self-deprecation will have you in stitches. And feeling inspired. He's doing multiple shows Thursday through Saturday night, so plenty of chances to catch him. I believe there are 5 shows total, but they will fill up because Drew's fan base is huge. Now, the following week on May 15th to 16th, D. Guzman comes to the Comedy Castle as well, so JR blends stand-up with music, often breaking into witty guitar songs mid-joke. He riffs on dating, being Filipino-American, and all kinds of other relatable life stuff, although I can't really relate with the Filipino-American thing, and often with a catchy tune. It's a fun twist on traditional stand-up. Now, JR shows are 7:30 p.m. with an extra 9:45 late show on Friday. If you enjoy comedians like Bo Burnham or Dimitri Martin style, you're gonna love JR. So Kevin James is bringing his hilarious stand-up to the Michigan Theater in Ann Arbor on Saturday, May 16th at 7 p.m. and then again on the 17th at 8 p.m. And you know him from his roles in The King of Queens, Paul Blart, Mall Cop, and countless other movies where he's mastered physical comedy and relatable humor. This is your chance to see Kevin live doing what he does best, making you laugh until your sides hurt. It's a great night for comedy lovers, so grab a ticket before they're gone. Then over at the Fillmore on May 17th, Nate Jackson is bringing his Super Funny World Tour to a big stage. And you might know Nate from his viral Super Funny social media sketches, or as an actor. Now he's headlining theaters. So this show is a 16 plus, so teens can attend with adults, and Nate's animated storytelling and crowd work are hilarious. He's one of those comedians who makes you feel like you're just hanging out listening to a hilarious friend, except it's in a packed theater and that friend might start roasting someone in the front row. Hopefully it's you. Okay, so Metro Detroit events and festivals. So May means the start of festival season. There are tons of special events, fairs, family-friendly outings happening all over the area, combining cultural celebrations, food, art, and outdoor fun. Here are the highlights you won't want to miss. So Day Out with Thomas over in Greenfield Village, running May 3rd, 4th, 10th, 11th, 17th, and 18th. If your kids love Thomas the Tank Engine, don't miss the Day Out with Thomas at Greenfield Village in Dearborn. This event does sell out fast, and for good reason. Kick things off with a Railroaders brunch at the historic A Taste of History restaurant. You'll enjoy kid-friendly favorites like Banana Foster's French Toast, Belgian waffles, scrambled eggs, pastries, fruit, and a lot more. There's live music from the Picks and Sticks string band, railroad-themed storytelling, and even a visit from Sir Topham Hatt himself. After brunch, hop aboard Thomas for a special 10:30 a.m. train ride around Greenfield Village. Tickets also include VIP parking, all-day access to the entire village, so you can explore everything from the historical homes to working farms to glass blowing. Grab your tickets, they do go quick. And of course, the biggest holiday in early May is happening, and there's some cool stuff happening around it. And no, I'm not talking about Cinco de Mayo. I'm talking about May the 4th be with you. So Space Dive, which is the Mos Eisley Cantina Bar pop-up, is actually happening 2 weekends this year, not just one because of its popularity. So it's happening May 3rd and 4th, and then again on May 10th and 11th. Definitely got to get your tickets early, guys, and please dress up and stop me and say hi to me if you see me. I will be Darth Vader. There are probably 50 Darth Vaders there, but if you see Darth Vader, say, are you the Michael Perna Darth Vader? Probably not, but it might be. And of course, Cinco de Mayo, which is a thing, especially here in Metro Detroit. The 60th annual Cinco de Mayo Parade and Fiesta happening May 4th. So it's Fiesta time in Mexican Town. And this year marks 6 decades of Detroit's Cinco de Mayo Parade, and it's set for Sunday, May 4th at noon, the day before Cinco de Mayo itself. So the parade runs along West Werner Highway through the heart of Southwest Detroit. Expect vibrant dancers in traditional dresses, mariachi bands playing from elaborate floats, lowriders and motorcycles revving their engines, and local school groups waving Mexican flags proudly. The atmosphere is muy caliente, a beautiful celebration of Mexican heritage that all Detroiters are welcome to enjoy. Pro tip, arrive early to find parking in the neighborhood, and then grab a spot near Clark Park or along Werner. After the parade, stick around for some authentic eats. The area's taquerias will be buzzing. And how does a fresh tamale or some churros and chocolate sound for an afternoon? Pretty good. So this parade is truly one of Detroit's cultural gems, bringing the community together in joyous and colorful ways, and there's no better place to celebrate Cinco de Mayo than Mexican Town in Detroit. Next up, I've got Art Birmingham over at Shane Park running May 10th and 11th. So you can celebrate Mother's Day weekend at the 44th annual Art Birmingham in downtown Birmingham's Shane Park. This is a juried event featuring over 150 artists showcasing ceramics and paintings and photography and jewelry and more. Produced in partnership with the Birmingham Bloomfield Art Center, the event also offers live music, food trucks, and hands-on art activities for kids. With its beautiful park setting and vibrant downtown surroundings, Art Birmingham is a beloved spring tradition drawing around 80,000 visitors each year. Next up, I've got Royal Oak and Bloom on May 11th on Mother's Day morning. Downtown Royal Oak transforms into a massive open-air flower and garden market. So Royal Oak and Bloom runs roughly 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the parking lots at 6th and Main, and it's a plant lover's paradise. Local growers and greenhouses set up booths overflowing with hanging basket, flats of annuals, perennials, herbs, you name it. If you're planning your spring gardening, this is the spot to stock up. The selection is huge and often more affordable than the big box garden centers like Home Depot. Even if you're not a gardener, it's a lovely stroll and it's a great day. The air smells like fresh blooms, live music often plays, and there are food stands for coffee or lemonade as you browse. Many people make it a Mother's Day tradition, bring mom out for early flower shopping and maybe snag a gift plan for her. Last year I got my mom a beautiful hydrangea here, just saying, and it can get busy, so consider coming earlier in the morning for the best picks and easier parking. Rain or shine, Royal Oak and Bloom is going to put you in a springy, cheerful mood and maybe inspire you to get your hands dirty in the garden just a little bit. it. Okay, y'all, here's another one that I love, Motor City Comic Con, going May 16th to 18th. Nerds, geeks, and pop culture freaks unite. Okay, I will definitely be at this one, as I am every year. Motor City Comic Con is back at the Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi, and it's gonna be epic. This is Michigan's biggest comic convention, celebrating comic books and sci-fi and fantasy and anime and all things pop culture. Over 3 days, Friday to Sunday, you can roam hundreds of vendor booths, seeing rare comics, collectibles, artwork, and memorabilia. You'll encounter an army of cosplayers from superheroes to Star Wars, and expect to see some jaw-dropping costumes. People really do go all out for this thing. And the guest lineup this year is awesome. So there are cast members from Star Trek and The Mandalorian, comic book legend Jim Lee, Sean Austin, everybody loves Sam and Rudy, right? Actor Martin Sheen, and even Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye himself, are slated for panels and autograph sessions. And if you don't remember, Jeremy was seriously injured back in early 2023 when he was crushed by a snowplow while trying to save his nephew. He broke more than 30 bones and suffered a punctured lung, leading to a long road to recovery. Since then, he's returned to acting in several shows, and the guy is like a real-life superhero. So there are Q&A panels where you can hear behind-the-scenes stories, cosplay contests to show off your outfit, and tabletop gaming areas if you need to take a break and roll some dice. It's really an all-ages event. Kids will be wide-eyed seeing their favorite characters literally walking around, and adults get to relive their childhood fandoms. Single-day tickets are $30, cheaper for kids of course, and parking at the venue is $10. If you've never experienced a Comic-Con, the Motor City Comic-Con is the perfect entry. Friendly vibes, lots of local artists and artist alley to support, and that feeling of belonging among thousands who share your passions. Whether you're hunting a rare issue of Spider-Man or just want a selfie with a celebrity, you'll find your bless here. Excelsior. May 18th is Flower Day at Eastern Market. So we already talked about Royal Oaks Flower Market, but nothing compares to Detroit's Flower Day at Eastern Market. It's been a tradition since 1967, held every year on the Sunday after Mother's Day. This year, that's May 18th. So picture Eastern Market's huge sheds overflowing with colors. Over 1 million plants literally are on sale from growers all over the Midwest. The selection is truly mind-boggling. There are flats of begonias and petunias and exotic tropical flowers and vegetables and herb starters and hanging ferns bigger than your head. It's the one day you get to see people pushing wagons and wheelbarrows full of greenery through the streets of Detroit. The market opens super early. Some diehards get there right at 5 a.m. with flashlights to snag rare varieties, but you can get there anytime until mid-afternoon and still find gorgeous plants. Beyond the flowers, it's kind of like a giant festival. There's going to be food trucks and live music and special gardening presentations. The whole city comes alive for Flower Day. Even if you don't buy much, it's a feast for the senses and a true slice of Detroit life. A few tips if you go. 1, wear comfy shoes. You're going to be walking a lot. 2, bring cash and maybe a little wagon or cart if you plan to load up, and consider parking a bit further out and walking in. The closer lots do fill up early. Also stop by Eastern Market sheds that day. Even if you aren't plant shopping, the people watching and the energy are fantastic. Grab a coney or a pierogi from a vendor, enjoy the spring weather, and soak in the community spirit as thousands bond over a love of flowers and gardening. And then May 31st to June 1st is the Palmer Park Art Fair in Detroit. So kick off summer at the Palmer Art Fair, Detroit's only large-scale outdoor juried event set amongst the trees and the trails of Palmer Park. This boutique event will feature about 60 artists, including both juried and emerging talents. There's going to be live music and dance performances and author reading and food trucks and a beer tent and hands-on art activities for all ages. New this year is a cozy coffee house stage for intimate musical sets. Admission and parking are free, making it a perfect weekend outing for families and art lovers and people that are on a budget. Because, you know, it's free. Okay, now here's the main event, guys. And this is it, folks. Memorial Day weekend in Detroit only means one thing: movement. So for 3 days, Hart Plaza downtown transforms into Techno City as 80,000 plus electronic music fans from around the world, literally from other countries, gather to dance at the riverfront. And I mean, we are the birthplace of techno. And if you've never experienced movement, make this the year. It's the biggest annual music event in Detroit and a point of pride for our city's musical legacy. So let's break down everything you need to know to get the most out of Movement 2025. Movement's a multi-stage outdoor electronic music festival held at Hart Plaza right right along the Detroit River, so you get to rave with Canada right across the water. Now, the music runs each day from about 2 p.m. until midnight across 6 stages, from the iconic main stage by the river to the underground stages tucked in the plaza's concrete jungle gym. Rain or shine, the beats do not stop. Ponchos and techno go hand in hand if the weather hits. Now, they will stop it. They did last year for a couple of hours. They will stop it in the event of lightning, because you can't do the lightning with the speakers and the setup and all the sound and all that stuff. Anyway, so the plaza becomes a playground of sound with art installations, food trucks, and awesome views of the skyline as day turns to night. This year's lineup is stacked with over 115 artists covering the full spectrum of the electronic genres. The headliners are huge. Charlotte de Witt, the Belgian techno queen, will close out one night with her relentless high energy sets. John Summit, one of the hottest names in house music right now, is headlining another night and likely turning Hart Plaza into a giant house party with his funky, feel-good tracks. And the legend Carl Cox returns, bringing decades of experience to absolutely demolish the main stage with techno onslaughts. He's basically Movement's royalty at this point. I mean, he is the founder, right? Like, beyond that, you've got everything from Detroit's own pioneers like Jeff Mills, Stacey Poland, Carl Craig, and Moody Man doing a special back-to-back set, to international acts like UK drum and bass icon Goldie, house hero Patrick Topping, bassy duo Chase and Stasis, and experimental acts like Klang Zoo, or just put that word on the screen, I can't even pronounce it, and Marcel Detman. There's also a strong showing of rising stars and diverse styles. Expect house, techno, techno house, electro, ghetto tech, and genres that defy labels. One stage focuses on up-and-coming local DJs, perfect to discover the next generation of Detroit's talent. And whether you want to lose yourself to mind-bending techno at 140 beats per minute or groove to a chilled-out house vibe in the afternoon, Movement's lineup has got you covered. So pro tip, plan ahead which artists you want to catch, but also leave room for serendipity, just stumbling upon a DJ set that just blows your mind, which is part of the magic. Now, Movement is extremely welcoming and it's high energy. You're going to see rave veterans in full funky costumes. Expect lots of creative outfits, from neon and glitter to someone dressed as an actual robot dancing next to first-timers who came just for the music. The crowd's a mix of local and international visitors, and you'll hear accents from like all across the globe, all drawn by Detroit's music legacy. Despite the party atmosphere, it's actually a very friendly and safe scene. Everyone is there for the love of music and unity. And don't be surprised if you make some new friends in the crowd or find yourself in a spontaneous dance circle. The festival also embraces Detroit's techno history. There's a real sense of hometown pride, and you might find yourself dancing next to one of the Belleville Three, the original creators of techno, who actually still go, or catch a tribute to the late great Mike Huckabee or other Detroit legends. And when those bass lines start thumping, the entire plaza is pulsing in sync. It's almost spiritual. As dusk falls and the Detroit skyline tightens up, the vibe gets even more electric, and trust me, dancing under the Hart Plaza pyramid structure with lasers cutting through the night and the sound of pure techno all around, it's an unforgettable sensation that will give you goosebumps. Electronic music fans will be in heaven, but even if you're more of a casual music fan, Movement is worth experiencing at least once. If you enjoy live festivals, vibrant crowds, or just want to try something different, give it a shot for a day. You can pick up singular day passes, and frankly, I would highly advise spending the extra $100 or whatever it is for the VIP pass. I do the VIP every year, and 100% worth it for the small upcharge. It's actually one of the few festivals left where the upcharge is teeny. I was just reading about Coachella the other day, where their VIP passes range into the $15,000 range. I mean, it's pretty much now for just celebrities and rich people. Like, that's Coachella. Unfortunately, most people have just gotten priced out of it. Anyway, I digress. And you don't have to be a hardcore raver. Movement draws a wide range from 18 to over 60. You'll do a lot of dancing and walking, so come prepared for physical activity. It may also be sensory overload, like the lights, the sounds, the crowd. So if that excites you, great. And if not, maybe tip a toe in for a shorter time or stick with a friend as a guide. Generally, if you like the idea of a huge outdoor dance party where everybody's loving life and amazing music is constant, you'll thrive at Movement. So Movement is a ticketed event. A 3-day pass is about $319 plus fees. Single day tickets are available too, from roughly $170 for a day. And yes, it's a bit pricey, but the amount of the music and the experience, veterans will tell you, is worth every penny. So if you're unsure, grab a single day pass for whichever lineup that you like the most to try it out. Gates open early afternoon, and there are going to be security checkpoints. Small bags and camelbacks are allowed, just no outside booze or big cameras. So once inside, you can wander all the stages freely. Food options range from Detroit classics like Konies and shawarmas to vegan bites and global eats. And there are multiple bars for drinks and multiple hydration stations. So especially dancing in the sun sun, you will get dehydrated. So definitely refill that water often and drink a lot of it. Now, as for getting there, parking downtown is going to be a little bit tough and expensive. I highly recommend doing a ride share with an Uber or Lyft, or taking the People Mover exit at the Ren Center or the Millender Center and then just walking to the 3 or 4 blocks. Some folks even bike or scooter down to Hart Plaza and dress for comfort. Sneakers so you can dance, and definitely consider some funky festival attire if you're feeling festive. The weather can be tricky, so the midday sun could be hot, but the evenings on the river with the breeze off the river can get chilly. So layering and having a bandana or earplugs if you want is also smart. And don't forget the sunscreen. Definitely need that. Highlights to look forward to. There are always special surprise moments at Movement, and more than likely a secret guest is going to pop up on stage, crossing fingers for a surprise set by Detroit's techno pioneer. The Detroit JIT crews often performing impromptu. You might catch amazing footwork and dance battles near the stages. The VIP area, if you splurge, has some cool perks like an elevated viewing platform, shorter bar lines, but even in general admission, you might stumble into a hula hoop troupe or a group handing out free candy bracelets as a token of plur, which is peace, love, unity, and respect. Those guys are always there. And Monday evening, as the festival winds down with the one last headliner and the sun sets over the river, there's a tradition where everyone savors those final moments knowing they've shared something special all weekend. It's a collective we did it euphoria, and many say Movement isn't just a festival, it's like a family reunion for the global techno family right here in Detroit where it all began. And last but not least, guys, Movement Electronic Music Festival is the crown jewel of May events. It's a high-octane celebration of music, culture, and Detroit's legacy. And that is a wrap for events happening around Metro Detroit in May. If you found something cool to check out, tap the like button and don't forget to subscribe. There's always more good stuff coming your way. And of course, if you're thinking about buying a home or selling a home anywhere in Metro Detroit, I'd be honored to be your go-to real estate agent. Take a peek at our nearly 3,000 5-star Google reviews to see why so many people trust us. Thank you again for watching, guys, and I will catch you on the next video.